Black River, it's Brooke Gifford again, checking in from Ohio Guidestone. I'm a school-based therapist in the Black River School District, and my information is down below if you want to reach out or learn about more services that we have at Ohio Guidestone. Normally during this school year, I'm in the office and I meet with kids anywhere from kindergarten to 12th grade to talk about mental health and behaviors and things like that. So this week we're going to be talking about something called executive functioning. And your biggest question is probably, what is executive functioning? Executive functioning is a big phrase that basically just means using our skills to get things accomplished. Right now, that's probably schoolwork for you, but it might be things like chores, or if you have a job of your own, and getting things done around the house and things like that. So skills that you might use to complete tasks would be things like focus, using memory, using flexible thinking, and self-control. Flexible thinking is when you use problem solving and you use different thinking strategies for different circumstances. And self-control is when you are focused and getting things done that you need to get done. Tips for better executive functioning that we'll be talking about in this video are setting goals, making a plan, preparing, breaks and rewards, and reaching out. So the first tip we're going to talk about is setting goals. It's really important to set goals because this gives you an idea of what you are going to be doing and what you are needing to use your executive functioning skills for. So it's important to kind of prioritize what kind of goals you have, whether it's a daily goal or a weekly goal. A daily goal would be something that you need to get done today or this day. And a weekly goal would be something that needs to be done by Friday or a later day in the week. Another strategy to use is what's called SMART goals. So being specific, knowing that I need to get my math project done, knowing that I need to read a book by the end of the week, something like that. Measurable would be I need to complete 12 math problems by the end of today, or I need to complete 2 science assignments to stay on track. Achievable would be something that you can achieve. You're probably not going to be able to do all of your schoolwork by the end of this week, but maybe getting a little chunk done at a time is something achievable. Doing 1 or 2 assignments a day versus 30 would be an achievable goal. Relevant, reading the entire dictionary or doing every single math problem you can find on the internet is not super relevant. It's not something that you need to get done. That might be a fun thing for you to do afterwards, but it's not relevant to what your goal is of getting your schoolwork done in this scenario. And time limited. Most assignments have a due date on them, so knowing that they need to be done by a certain time can help you figure out a time limit for certain parts that need done at certain times. Making a plan. This is also a really important step, how you are going to get these things done. So once we figured out if it's a daily or a weekly goal, we need to figure out when it needs done. So the things that need done today probably need done before the things that are due Friday or next week and things like that. So figuring out what can wait and what parts I need to work on first. And don't forget to write these things down, making a checklist of I need to get this part and this part and this part done first before I can move on to the next step. Can be helpful in kind of visualizing what still needs to be done. Preparing is also really important. Being prepared reduces the wasted time that you might have getting different supplies or getting yourself situated. So getting all of the supplies you need. If you need a calculator, you need a scrap piece of paper, you need, I don't know, a pencil, things like that. Picking the right setting. Sitting in the middle of your living room while your family is watching TV is probably not the right setting to be focused and to get things done that you need to get done. And any extras that you might want. So having a drink of water beside you, having quiet music, if that's helpful and not distracting, and wearing appropriate clothing. If you're freezing, it's going to be really hard for you to focus. And if you're uncomfortable or kind of squirming because your clothes are uncomfortable, that can be distracting and take longer for what you need to get done. Using breaks and rewards. It's okay to plan time for breaks. So you can't work from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. Planning breaks for meals or times to kind of relax or spend time with family, and knowing that those are coming throughout the day can keep you motivated as well. Setting limits for these breaks is really important too. So saying, oh, I'm going to take a break at 1:30, but 1:30 turns into 4 hours later and you're still taking your break. So setting an alarm or a timer so that you know I have 15 minutes to take a break, or at 2 o'clock I'm going to get started back on my homework, or doing a task as your break. So maybe taking the trash out or calling a friend, and after that task is over, I'm going to go back to my work. Listening to yourself. If you find yourself getting really distracted and really frustrated, it might be time for a break. Maybe it's not one of your planned breaks, but you can take a break to take a walk around the house or to get something to drink, get something to eat, and just kind of take a moment away from your schoolwork or whatever responsibilities you're working on. And don't forget to reward yourself at the end with something after you're done. This can be a great motivator for you to keep working really hard and to make sure that you're not being too hard on yourself. Don't be afraid to reach out. Last week we talked about using coping skills and different kinds of coping skills. Don't be afraid to use something like that if things get frustrating. If you are sitting there and you're frustrated for more than about 3 or 4 minutes, it's time to take a break and use a coping skill or just take a moment to relax. And don't be afraid to use your support system. So your parents, your siblings, friends, teachers, if you have a therapist like me, you can use that person. But reaching out can help think outside the box and get some other solutions so that you don't become so frustrated and you have a hard time getting your things accomplished. So that is just a quick review of what executive functioning is. Again, this is just something that helps you stay focused and do whatever you have to do. So that could be your schoolwork, it could be chores, it could be going to a job, it could be a project that mom or dad has you doing. But using the skills that you already have and putting them all in place at the same time to get something accomplished. Just like the previous weeks, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at the email at the beginning of the video. And if you have any questions or different suggestions, reach out and I would love to get back to you or include them in the next video. Hope you have a good week.